potentially December. So we do have a band concert to get to, so we're going to just go ahead and hop right into this with Coach Buzzer. If you want to go ahead and come on up. Where is she? She's coming. She gets the grand entrance. Keep it going. Keep it there. She will be talking about cheer.
So I don't know if you introduced me because I wasn't in here, but I am Ashley Buzzard. I am the head varsity cheerleading coach. I'd like to start off by thanking a few different people for all the help that they've given throughout the season. Dr. Harris, Mrs. Bean, Julie Wyman, Coach Beashore, Dave Compton, Karen Worsley, and the LCTC Graphic Design Program. Mandy Sturgill, who was gracious enough to make our lunches for the state football game as well as the football teams. The t-shirt shop and the tea room, who made our team t-shirts and who opened up their doors for us to host our team meals. And of course, our parents who provided the most amazing team support and team meals throughout our football season. Finally, I'd like to thank the team for everything this year. It has been a distinct honor to coach this group, especially since this group of seniors was my first Lamar students. Getting to know them all and watching them succeed and excel in school and in cheerleading has been a distinct privilege. Hold on. Not only do I have such an amazing group of seniors, I also have a really strong group of underclassmen that are going to build up our program and keep it going the way that it's been going so far. So thank you all very much for everything. So, hold on. Okay, my eyes are now watery and I can't see. Football gets the opportunity to do all state and all district and all those kinds of records. Cheerleading doesn't have that, but I do want to take a moment to recognize I have two seniors who have decided to continue their cheerleading career, and they have signed to cheer in college, and I want to give them recognition for that. So, Abby Ryder has signed college, and I have Katie Lackey, who is signed to cheer at SPU. So now I'm going to get into my actual letters. So my one-year letterman, I have Olivia Moss, Kylie Ball, Hannah Rouse, Ashton Coble, Ksenia Potamar-Rover, did I say it right? And Grace Coble. My second years, Roxy Sprouse, Persea Silly, Elise Ortega, Bailey Duncan, Addison Brown, Ethan Britteman, and my 3-year, Isabella Nappy. And finally, my 4 years, Abigail Ryder, Mia Romero, Kaylee Lofty, and Laura Chen. Okay, as you know, the Tiger Award is an award that is voted on by members of the team as someone that they feel best represents them and our school. And this year, our team has selected Kaylee Lofty as our winner. introduce the football awards with our football coach, Jared Shore, but something he does not know, he has just been named the Southwest Missouri Football Coaches Association Coach of the Year.
Thank you, Bastion. So obviously I get the privilege of talking about our football team this evening. Just going to start with a few general thoughts that I had about this team and this year. You know, it's incredibly difficult to get up here and talk about the whole season and just put it into words. You know, you really can't put what is essentially 6 months of work, and for some of these guys, 4, 5, 6 years of their lives dedicated to this program. And so, you know, here's what I do know. This group, since day one, they showed up ready to work. When we showed up in June, there was no questions asked, there was no hesitation. They jumped all in, and they've worked every single day since then to obtain our goals. And then the second thing I know is that no matter what the circumstance was, and there was plenty of adverse circumstances for this team, they always showed up and they always performed. They didn't bat an eye. It didn't matter who was on the field. These guys came out and they believed in our staff, they believed in our team and our coaches, and there ain't really much more you can ask for when you coach a football team. I shared this quote earlier to the team in the season, and we talked about this quite a bit. The quote is, "Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." And I shared that with this team early in the year, and to be honest with you, my concern when I shared it to them was that we've been in the good times for so long in this program that when is the time that we start creating weak men from those good times? And that was my biggest fear. And I told these guys that. But I can honestly stand here today and tell you that we have put in the work required to continue the good times, and in the process we created strong men out of this team. And so the good times have continued to roll, and we still have strong men sitting over there in those seats right there. We played football until Misha said that we couldn't anymore, and they did put a number on the board. And that will never be able to be taken down. So this team accomplished a lot. And I think my father said it best. We're sitting last weekend at the house, and of course we're talking about the last game. And you know, what he said really rung true to me and opened up my eyes. When we're in that last drive and you know, things are looking really good, and then all of a sudden one thing goes wrong, another thing goes wrong, another thing goes wrong, and now it's 4th and 15. Even after a great play was called back, these guys never batted an eye. They never got down. They never were worried about anything outside of what we could control. We brought them in the huddle after a timeout, and they were talking about the next play. On the 3rd, 4th down that we got, what's the play that's going to get us the touchdown? What's the play that's going to get us the first down? And getting to see them react to adversity in that manner, I think is the most impressive thing about this team. It wasn't the fact that, you know, we blew out every team to win a state title, and we're this close to win a state title. It was the fact that these guys, no matter what was given to them, whatever hand was dealt to them, they were just worried about the next play. And they were worried about finishing the season right. And so, after my father said that, I reopened my eyes that I can sleep at night knowing that was how our season ended with the guys that we had on the field and the guys that we had a part of this program. With these seniors, and I've talked about this, you guys that were there the night we came back from the title game, these seniors are special to me. Been watching them since 3rd grade. They're a big reason why I came back here, because I wanted to coach that group of boys. And they're no longer boys, they're grown men. And I'm really privileged to say that I got to got to coach these seniors that will always hold a special place in my heart. And like Ashley said over there, it's hard to talk about the kids you care about and kind of keep your emotions together, but I'm doing my best. I think every coach on our staff would agree that there was a lot of work put into this season. For me personally, I think it was definitely more work than I put in the past 2 years, and our staff, I think, would agree with that, but man, it was a heck of a ride, and it was a lot of fun. And that is one thing that I can say about this group. I thoroughly enjoyed going to practice every single day with these guys, going to work, going out on Friday nights. It was our coaching staffs. It's our time to shine, and it's payday, as Coach Wilk says. It's the fun part of the week, and these guys really made it enjoyable. And so I thank you guys for that. I got a lot of people to thank real quick, so I'm going to roll through this as fast as I can. Our administration team, I want to thank Dr. Harris, Ms. Bean, Mr. Gillis, and Mr. Weber for their continual support of our program and our players. I want to thank Julie Wyman for, quote on here, everything, run wherever Julie's at. She makes my life a heck of a lot easier, and she does so much for our athletic programs. Without her, this thing would not run as smooth as it does, I promise you that. Dave Compton for taking care of all of our players and devoting a lot of time to high school athletics. For Dr. Ogden, Dr. Sturgill helping out with injuries and referrals and looking at our kids when maybe they can't get to the doctor's office. It's a huge asset to have doctors in our community that want to come and support our program, so thank you guys for that. Mandy Sturgill for providing all the pregame meals for all the away trips this year. She's the only woman that I know that volunteers to make 70, 80 sandwiches a week, so we're managing that. Thank you, Mandy. Val and Bernie Wagner and her family for organizing and serving our post-game meals. For those of you that don't know, Val and Bernie Wagner have been serving post-game meals since I was in high school, and they haven't had a kid in the program since 2012. And this is their last year. This was their last year serving post-game meals. So if you guys could just give them a round of applause real quick. It is really interesting, but I'm so happy that they devoted as much time to our program as they did. I want to say thank you to Nina Torbeck and the Booster Club for their constant support of our program and all the athletic programs here at Lamar. I want a special thank you to Dan and Kathy Howard and Vaughn Steven for providing some snacks for our kids during practice and game days both. We use those a lot, so thank you. Our maintenance team, Matt, Kent, and Linda, they're doing a lot of behind the scenes things for us and taking care of our practice fields out here, so a big thank you to them. Our game day crews, the chain gang, press box operations, gate workers, they don't get recognized obviously, but without them the whole operation of Friday nights wouldn't be possible. Michael Moyer, Nate Eady, and the video crew and who runs the radio. I know a lot of you guys we're spoiled now because now you guys don't have to go to the games to get a high quality view of it, but special thank you to them to promoting our team online. Pat O'Sullivan and Chris Ross for the game day music. Tim Regal and the senior dads for organizing the helmet decals. It's a special tradition to me, and I think that as long as we can, we're going to keep that going. That's a really cool deal that they do. So thank you to Tim and the senior dads for doing that. Chris Roth for being our team chaplain, help organizing our team meals. He organizes all of our team meals for us. I don't ever have to do a thing for it. So a huge thank you to Chris Roth and the ladies at First Baptist for serving us. Thank you to all the Lamar businesses and churches that sponsored the team meals. To the senior parents for you guys, I can't name off all that you guys do, but thank you for everything that you do, for helping with team meals, organizing the banners, always taking care of the boys. Thank you for all that you do. To Coach Martin and Coach Johnson for doing our scout films this year. To the entire community of Lamar for being supportive, the most supportive a football program can ask for, and all athletic programs can ask for. You guys are really truly first class when it comes to helping support our kids and promoting our kids and just making sure they have everything that they need. Also wanted to say thank you to Gary Barnes and Robert Lehman for being our statisticians this year and hopefully every year forever. I hope they never leave. They're basically on the coaching staff now, so it would be weird without them, but a big thank you to them. I want to say thank you to my coaching staff, Coach Lundeen, Coach Will, Coach Quinley, my father, Coach Long, Coach Ekiden, Coach Walker, Coach Martin, Coach Sanders, and Coach Johnson. I say this every year, guys, we have the best coaching staff in the entire state, and there is no doubt about it. So a big thank you to my staff for being supportive and coaching me up too, because Lord knows I need it. You guys truly are what makes this team great, in my opinion. To the wives and the families of our coaches for sacrificing so much time and energy during the fall for our football team, the long practices, long season. It's a huge sacrifice, and so I want to say thank you to all the wives and the families of our coaches. I think you guys are the unsung heroes of our coaching staff, and have just as much stake in our success as the coaches and the players do. I want to say thank you to my wife Courtney for all that she does for me and our football program. She embraces the long days, obviously, the added stress, and always shares how you support the boys and me. So thank you. And to anyone else that I've forgotten, I'm sure I've forgotten somebody. So thank you in your part for this year's football season and for our entire football program. There's a lot of things that go into it, so I thank you. Let's go ahead and go on to our letter winners. So I want to bring up the entire team. Everyone go ahead and stand up and come up here and line up. Let's get some of you guys on this side too. Get some of you guys on this side. We can't all be on this side. Hey, even out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and recognize our letter winners. The letter for football, you have to participate in 20 quarters in the regular season. We're going to talk about our provisional guys. If they got 10 quarters, they provisional, and then next year if they letter, they get to keep that letter. So we're just going to go ahead and start with our provisional letter winners. Provisional letter, Trent Torbeck. Andy Price. Logan Senton. Jesse Moore. Eli Holt. Ty Crossley. Quentin Chad. Tate Bennett. Zanon Baker Sheet. Oh, yeah. And that was the last of our provisional winners. So now we're moving on to first year provisional winners. First year letter winners. First year letter winner, Corey Jones. Wiley Duncan. Adam Klusman. Aiden Force. Joshua Herbinger. Hunter Wolf. Two-year letter winners. Alex Wilkerson. Carson Sturgill. Aiden Sheet. Xavier Pagash. Cooper Hum. Our football manager this year, for 2 years, Wyatt Dill. Mario De La Pina. TJ Ansley. Trace Woolridge. Junior Romero. Aiden Lovell. Logan Kish. Jose Juarez. Riddick Gordon. Dillon. Rain Stephen. Nautica Parker. Nick Moore. On to our 3-year letter winners. Ian Googie. Kyler Nance. Tyson Williams. Ty Wilhite. Cameron Sturgill. Keaton Pagash. Hunter Lundeen. Alex Livingston. Tyler Ansley. Tate Ansley. And now on to our 4-year letter winners. Terrell Davis. Ryan Davis. Joel Beashore. Austin Wilkerson. And those are our 2022 letter winners. Give them a round of applause. And before we sit down, I want all those that did not receive a letter, go ahead and step forward. Step forward. So these are all of our young guys. If you did not receive a letter, step forward. There you go. These are all of our young guys, and though they didn't letter, I think everyone needs to understand the importance of what they served our program. Just because they didn't get on the field as much this year does not mean that they weren't an important piece to our program. We hound on scout team and practice players that prepare our guys for Friday nights and also get plenty of JV reps. And our JV team did complete a 6-3 record this season. So go ahead and give these guys a round of applause. All right, you guys can take a seat. Take a seat. Go ahead and take a seat. To our postseason awards. We'll start with the all-conference. So the Big 8 conference is, there's not 8 teams, there's actually 14. But there's an East and West division, obviously, as you guys know. So our Big 8 all-conference awards are just on the west side. So it's us on our West division, and we had a well-represented team this year on the all-conference list. So we'll start with our honorable mention recipients. All-conference running back honorable mention, Terrell Davis. Honorable mention, offensive guard, Rain Stephen. Now on to our second team recipients. All-conference kicker, second team, Jose Juarez. Second team receiver, Ty Wilhite. Second team offensive guard, Aiden Lovell. Second team offensive tackle, Nick Moore. Second team defensive back, Ian Googie. Second team linebacker, Cameron Sturgill. Second team defensive end, Trace Woolridge. And to our first team recipients, first team all-purpose back, Joel Beashore. First team defensive back, Alex Wilkerson. First team unanimous pick at wide receiver, Ian Goody. First team unanimous pick at running back, Austin Wilkerson. First team unanimous center, Jose Juarez. First team unanimous offensive tackle, Ryan Davis. First team unanimous defensive back, Austin Wilkerson. First team unanimous linebacker, Kyler Nance. First team unanimous defensive line, Rourke Dillon. And while I have these guys up here, our Big 8 conference gives out a special mention award, which I think is extremely cool. What it is for players that had been on the list in previous years and then had gotten injured for this season. They have a special mention award for those players. So for this year's special mention award at defensive end, Tyson Williams. And our last conference award, the Big 8 West Defensive Player of the Year, Austin Wilkerson. And this is your all-conference selection. Go ahead and give them a round of applause. Our next awards that we're giving out is the All-Area meeting. So the All-Area is Southwest Missouri Football Coaches Association. We meet in Springfield. And how they do it is basically the whole Southwest region divvied up by class. And for some reason, there was a lot of Class 2 schools in Southwest Missouri. There was 17 teams in the meeting. I think Class 3 had like 6. Class 5 had 5. I mean, so for some schools, you're going to see a lot of kids on this list, but at Class 2, it's really competitive. So we still had a lot of kids mentioned on there, which is great because there was a lot of teams that had to put their nominations up. The meeting lasted 4 hours, so the fact that we got as many as we did, we were very deserving. So here we go for all area. First team unanimous offensive line, Ryan Davis. First team unanimous running back, Austin Wilkerson. First team unanimous linebacker, Kyler Nance. First team unanimous defensive back, Austin Wilkerson. First team offensive line, Aiden Lovell. First team wide receiver, Ian Goody. First team quarterback, Joel Bishop. First team defensive end, Trace Woolridge. First team defensive line, Rourke Dillon. First team defensive back, Alex Wilkerson. First team punter, Alex Wilkerson. Second team linebacker, Cameron Sturgill. Honorable mention, offensive line, Rain Stephen. Honorable mention, running back, Terrell Davis. Honorable mention, receiver, Ty Wilhite. Honorable mention, running back, Cooper Hahn. Honorable mention, linebacker, Keaton Pagash. And these were our recipients for the All-Area Southwest Missouri Football Coach Association All-Area team. Give them a round of applause. And for our offensive and defensive players of the year, defensive player of the year, all-area team, Austin Wilkerson. Offensive Player of the Year, Joel Bishop. Now moving on to our all-district. So all district and all state are selected by the same organization. So it's the Missouri Football Coaches Association. This is the entire state. They do an all-district team, and they also do an all-state team. So to be moved on to all-state, you have to be first-team all-district. So we had 9 first-team all-district selections, and we had 5 second-team all-district selections. So for first-team all-district athlete, Joel Bishop. First-team all-district offensive line, Ryan Davis. First team, D-line, Rourke Dillon. First team linebacker, Kyler Nance. First team linebacker, Cameron Sturgill. First team defensive back, Austin Wilkerson. First team receiver, Ian Goody. First team running back, Ty Wilhite. First team punter, Alex Wilkerson. Second team running back, Terrell Davis. Second team offensive line, Rain Stephen. Second team offensive line, Aiden Lovell. Second team defensive end, Trace Woolridge. And second team linebacker, Keith Pagash. And that is your Missouri Football Coach Association all-district team. Go ahead and give them a round of applause. Like I said, the first team all-district selections were the ones that got to be moved on to all-state selections. In that meeting, I'll just be honest with you, there's a lot of politics that go into it. There's 16 guys sitting around a table with coaches sitting behind you. There's voting reps, and every kid on that list is deserving of an all-state selection. We're really, really good. And so you have to fight for your kids. You have to get a lot of respect from the other coaches in other areas in the state. And I really thought our kids came out and got a lot of respect by the rest of the state. So I was very proud of that. And all of our nominations received something, which is always a great thing. So, first team all-state athlete, Joel Bishop. First team all-state offensive line, Ryan Davis. First team all-state defensive line, Rourke Dillon. First team all-state linebacker, Kyler Nance. First team all-state linebacker, Cameron Sturgill. First team unanimous selection at defensive back, Austin Wilkerson. Second team wide receiver, Ian Goody. Second team all-state punter, Alex Wilkerson. And our last but surely not least, our third team all-state running back, Ty Wilhite. Go ahead and give these guys a round of applause. I will say this, Ty's not naturally always put up as a running back, but our coaches really felt that these guys were deserving of the nominations, and so when I put Ty up there, he didn't have all the stats and everything, but he got a ton of respect from the rest of the Coach Association on the way he played in all phases of the game. So we got a lot of respect there, so go ahead and give Ty a The Missouri Football Coach Association also does an all-academic, all-state team. And so to qualify for this team, you have to have a 3.5 or greater GPA, a 25 or greater ACT, or ranked in the top 25% of your class. You had to have 2 of those 3 criteria. And we had 4 young men that met that criteria this year and were selected to the Academic All-State team. So for Academic All-State, offensive line, Ryan Davis. Academic All-State linebacker, Cameron Sturgill. Academic All-State wide receiver, Tate Ansley. Academic All-State defensive back, Tyler Ansley. And those are your Academic All-State selections. And our last award that we're giving tonight, just like we did with the cheer, is the Tiger Award. It's selected upon by the kids' peers, so the players get to select on what they, who they believe embodies this award. And so the 2022 Tiger Award for football goes to Ryan Davis. All right, so that is all of our awards for tonight. In closing, every week during the season we do, our coaches, we do a word of the week. And that was something I got from Coach Hayes down at Branson, and I really enjoy how we do it with our coaches. Our coaches take it extremely seriously. And this year I gave them the freedom to select their own word, to pick a word that they thought the kids in the program needed to hear. And one of those words that the coaches selected was grateful, and I think that was Coach Will. They did grateful. And when we had that discussion as a staff, and that was the focus of that week, that kind of really opened, I hope it opened the kids' eyes, but it really opened my eyes as well on how grateful I am, and how I think we all should be about this football program. That conversation opened it up to me that to be able to coach these kids, I am truly grateful. To be able to coach with these coaches that I get to work with every day, I am truly grateful. And I hope they feel the exact same way, because it's special. It really is. And so to the coaches and to the players, thank you from the bottom of my heart for this season and for the years to come. I do, in closing, I want to save this for last. One of our members of our staff, this was his last season, and at least he says he's retiring. I want to give a special recognition for 17 years of this football program and for many more years in education, to give a congratulations on a great career and all that he's done for our football program and for our athletics program. Give a round of applause for Dad Lundy. That is all I have. I thank you all for coming out tonight and celebrating and recognizing our kids. And now hopefully we get to move on to a great winter season. Thank you guys all very much for tonight. Have a safe trip home and a great rest of your week.